Alright, welcome back everyone. So today we'll be looking at Robinhood, specifically their IPO price, and whether or not they're a good company to invest in. Now for those new to the channel, I focus primarily on individual based stocks and analyse their performance. Of course there's companies out there such as AMC where the stock price is not based on the fundamentals, but as a result it's still possible to make a profit if you time the buying and selling correctly. But today when we take a look at the likes of Robinhood, I'm going to try and justify what price would be a good entry point just based on the fundamentals alone. Now before we jump into the video, if you're new around here, definitely hit that thumbs up, and of course subscribing helps as well. And in terms of future videos, do list your comments in the comment section below, and there's always a high chance that I create a video based on your suggestions, so leave a comment in the section below on future videos you'd like to see. And with that said, let's jump into the video. Now for those unaware, Robinhood has already had their IPO. They are publicly tradable, and at the time of recording, we have a price point of $46. Now when Robinhood first IPO'd, they were listed at a price point between $38 and $42 per share. Specifically, if we take a look at this graph here, we were looking at around the $40-ish mark. That was at the time when the public was able to trade this stock. And so to work out what the market cap of this company is, given that within the Trading 212 platform, the reporting isn't there at the moment, given that it's a relatively new stock. So we're going to work out some of the numbers here. And so just scrolling down a little bit, the main figure that I'm looking at is the number of simple share count. So we've got the figure here, almost 836 million. Now we can see in the article that initially Robinhood was defined at a market cap of 31.8 billion, and that arose given that per share this company was worth $38. Now as I mentioned before, at the opening price we had the $40 mark, and so already that's a difference of $2. And so this increase of $2 equated to an extra 1.67 or roughly $1.7 billion that was added to the company. So the point I'm making here is that small price increases or decreases drastically changes the market cap of the company. Now personally I would argue that at a price point of $38, having a market cap of roughly $32 billion is pretty excessive. But as we can see at the time of recording, we have a price point of over $46. So 46.74, let's just plug in the numbers and see what that comes out to. So just the shares that the public is able to trade, we're looking at a market cap of $39 billion. That doesn't equate any of the other type of assets that Robinhood holds on to. But we can see that this is a large cap company already. So to understand why I believe that this price point is exceedingly high, I just want to look into how their earnings have been. And so just scrolling down on this article here, we can see that for the first 3 months of the year, we had a revenue at $420 million. However, they lost $1.4 billion during that period. And if you look at the period before, they had a loss which was much lower at $53 million. But here's the separation that you have to make. So we've got 420 million for the first 3 months. We had this 4.4 billion in debt. So assuming these figures are correct, during the first 3 months of the year, if the company didn't have to raise extra debt, we could actually be looking at a profitable quarter. And we can actually see back in 2020, they had a profit of $7 million. So that looks to be the whole period of 2020. Now for some reason this article talks about 9 quarters. That seems to be a typo error. I would assume there's only 4 quarters in the year. But regardless, there was profit 2 times during that period. Now the only sensible figure we can go with is back in 2020 with a profit of 9 million. Again, assuming that this is for the whole year, and also assuming that the company can maintain a similar or higher profit in the future. We unfortunately have a very long way to go to reach the current market cap. In fact, that would actually take us around 65,000 years to reach the market cap. But of course with growth-based companies, this number can come down in the future. And equally year on year there can be increases in the profit. But here's some other thoughts that I just want to throw out there. Now at the moment Robinhood has 31 million users. And so the main way Robinhood makes money is by charging market makers and frequency trading firms who end up paying for the order flow from retail traders. Now the issue here is that if you have a market maker out there that wants to give you double the amount that the other individual is charging, and on top of that if you're not getting the most recent price, then customers are actually missing out in terms of the smallest price that the stock is. Now for an individual user, it's not a problem, but it is somewhat controversial given that there's a connection with the brokerage firm, i.e. Robinhood, to that of the market maker. And we've already seen with the likes of Citadel, who is their market maker, and the problems with certain stocks not being accessible to the public during periods of high volume trading. Now the other point to make here is that Robinhood's average account size, so an average user that uses the Robinhood platform, is around $3,000 to $5,000. So the immediate problem here is that if Robinhood eventually wants to target their customer base and start making money from different income streams, well, it's very difficult to do so when someone has an average amount of $3,000 to $5,000. If you take a look at the likes of E-Trade, for instance, they have an average account size of $100,000. Or if you take a look at the likes of Schwab, close to $250,000. And so while there is a counter argument to say that Robinhood is growing, they have a large customer base with an average size of $3,000 to $5,000, there isn't a great deal you can do to grow that revenue stream. And so the issue with taking money from market traders plus the small account size, those are two reasons why I believe the stock price is way too high, even when it was opened during day one of IPO. Now, of course, these markets don't look at fundamental prices. We'll probably see prices skyrocket in the future. But personally, the risk is too high for me to put money into this company at the moment. And so what number would I feel comfortable to invest in Robinhood? Now, for me, it's pretty simple. Let's just assume for a moment that Robinhood is able to make $1 billion in terms of revenue every single year. Now, if we have a multiple of, say, 16, so trading at 16 times what they're currently earning, and in this example, it's $1 billion, the price per share of $20 would get us to a $16 billion mark. Slightly over, but that's good enough. So $20 per share at the moment is obviously still very optimistic, but in terms of the numbers that Robinhood has been performing, we're going to have to assume that this can be $1 billion profit company in the future. Now, of course, if you're uncomfortable with that number, then that just lowers the price per share. So at $10, we're looking at $8 billion market cap. And so it's just a question of how many years in the future do you expect Robinhood to be equal to this market cap. For instance, if they are making $1 billion, then within 8 years, they've reached their market cap. So we're very unlikely to see a price point at the $10 mark. So those are my thoughts at the moment on a stock price. Around the $20 mark would be a nice buying opportunity. With more information in the future, we'll be able to understand exactly what their profits and revenues are. As the years go by, we'll see exactly how much they are making. But if you are interested in a follow-up on this video, 3 months from now, we'll take a look at how the stock is performing. Hopefully we'll have more of a breakdown from the Trading 212 platform for Robinhood. So do leave a comment in the comment section below if you are interested in seeing a follow-up video. Thanks again for all those new subscribers out there. New videos are posted each week, and with that said, I'll catch you in the next one.